Welcome back. It's a part two for whatever we have presented in the part one. Okay, so let's explain each and everything in detail now. Let's talk about the articles. Okay, different type of articles. Actually, I've added three main articles today. Okay, apart from that, we do have a lot of other articles, but these are the basic one. Okay, so let's talk about the research article first. So research article is the original research article where you um, will be introducing a new knowledge, or you can see a different concept into that particular field. So the purpose is to add a new concept into the particular field of that particular article. That is called research article, and it uses different methods and methodology. For example, experimental is there. You will be working into the lab, you'll be getting you'll be involving a lot of experiment, and you'll be observing a lot of things there, and then based on that you will be drawing the conclusion. You can use both wet as well as dry lab, so I put on the competition as well. So next is the data type involved in research article. So we use primary or secondary data sources in research article. Okay, so in comparison to the research article, there is another article that is called review article. So review means it summarizes. Okay, it summarizes whatever that has been done. Okay, the different articles, okay, or different research work. So they summarizes um, the different things that has been already done, and then based on that different idea, they can synthesize the literature, and they can um, give their own point of view as well. Okay, that is called a research article. And the main purpose of research review article, actually, sorry, review article. So the main purpose of review article is to compile and summarizes existing research work. Okay, so just the combination of different research article into a single document, that is a review article. And it uses literature source as well as it analyzes it analyzes different research work. Okay, the critical analysis there, and then a research source, just that. Okay, and then it uses a secondary data type. So in case of review article, while writing review article, we'll not go through different experiment. Okay, we'll just compile those things into a single document, that is a review article. And next is case study. So in the medical science especially, case study is widely used. Okay, they write case study there. So it is an in-depth analysis of a single case. Okay, it will go through the um, uh, vast analysis of a single case. For example, a person who is suffering from COVID-19, okay, they can analyze each and every thing involved there: medications, his severity, his okay, I can say treatment process and all that. Okay, they will summarize each and everything in the single case. And then um, the purpose of case study is to detail, give a complete analysis of a particular case, and from that we can see the patterns of that uh, all that particular case. Okay, what has been going on through, and what can be resulted, and what patterns that has been seen in the single case, we can easily find out from the case study. And then they use different methods and methodology. For example, both qualitative and quantitative methods or analysis are used there. They can even work on lab, and they can get a um, data, and they can also analyze these different patterns. Okay, that is the thing in case study. And the data type used in case study is a primary data source. Okay, they cannot rely on secondary, they just need to see the first in data. Okay, so next is how to read a published paper. Okay, so whenever you are doing research, or whenever you are writing your manuscript, you need to go through this phase. Okay, you just need to find the appropriate uh, research article. So how to read it, and how to gain knowledge from that paper, that is the main task of this particular slide. So let's talk about it. So while collecting, or while accumulating these research articles, you will get mazed. So you just need to remain calm, and then you just need to collect all those you can say respective articles that you are interested into, and then you can just get a pen and a paper and note down the major things involved into that research work. Okay, with that you will get a basic idea, and then you will get a idea about that particular research work. And next is the abstract is the main important part. Okay, or you can say the first part of any manuscript. So you can just go through the abstract, and you can see the changes. you can see the basic idea of that particular research, and you'll find the idea what the research is all about. And then to find what they have done, you can go through the research, that you can go through the result portion, okay, and then a discussion as well. And then um, you can go to the conclusion to find the answer of why. Okay, the finding why answer is the answer of why is always a good thing to analyze a paper. Okay, why they have done that research work, you can find that on result section as well as conclusion. Okay, so in this way you can just evaluate the papers. And then next is do not just skim and scan. Okay, so people usually do scanning and skimming thing. They run into the keywords, they um, uh, go to the um, main part. So that is the major mistake that we usually do. So please do not do that. Go through the important part of the research work. Okay, for example, um, you can say the main headings. Okay, you can just go through the first few sentence of each headlines or sub headlines. So that will help you get a basic idea, because in any paragraph, the first two lines is very much important, and it is the introduction and all of the things involved into that particular paragraph. We can easily get from that few sentences. So just go through that, and then you can underline it, you can read it, and then you can also note that important lines over there. And then the most important thing about a research article, or you can say a paper, is that authors, they implement whatever theories involved into that particular field to the reality. So you need to find that particular matter. Okay, um, what they have converted the theory, how they have converted the theory into the reality. You just need to find that. Okay, and if you find any kind of limitations, then that would be a great work. Okay, that is a fun, that is how you can find the research gap as well. Okay, so just look for the application of the theory into reality. So that is the main task involved here. And let's talk about the academic writing and what are the different tense that we can use for the writing thing. Okay, so first of all, abstract. In the abstract, if you are presenting research gap or purpose of your research work and application of work, then you can use a present tense. For example, I've given you one example. The study aims to investigate the impact of mutation and disease diagnosis. In this way, you can write the abstract. Okay, these different um, subtopics, for example, different you can say ideas in the abstract. And next is for explaining your methods and findings in the abstract section, you can use a past tense. For example, RT-PCR was used to analyze a particular gene in HMPV strand. Similarly, in case of achievement, so if you want to explain your achievement in the abstract section, you just need to use a past perfect tense. For example, our research group has successfully developed a new diagnostic tool for virus detection. So you can use past tense, past perfect actually, in this case. Okay, similarly in the introduction section, if you are presenting fact, truth, and reference from previous study, then you can use a present tense. For example, multiple researches highlights the use of RT-PCR in disease diagnosis. Similarly, if you are explaining previous experiment outcome, you can use a past tense. For example, Suman et al. Found that RT-PCR has the efficacy of 90% in virus detection. In this way, you can use past tense. And let's talk about voice as well. So to increase the clarity of the past work, you can use a active voice. For example, um, we conducted a comprehensive analysis of a key gene involved in mutation. So they have already performed this experiment, and now they are narrating it. Okay, so next is passive voice. So it is less common in introduction section, but you can still use it. Okay, so now let's talk about the methodology. Okay, or the main you can say flow of research comes here. Okay, you can use present passive tense. Okay, present passive tense to explain the general methods or the protocols involved in the research. For example, the data is analyzed with the help of SPSS. And next is, if you have done the work in the past and now you are describing it, then you can use past passive. For example, the sample was collected from Kathmandu. In this way, you can go through the tenses. Next is result and discussion. So in case of result and discussion section, if you are presenting figure, tables, and the significance, you can use a present tense. For example, figure 1 shows the structure HMPB. Similarly, if you want to explain the result of 10, then you can use a past tense. The result showed a significant variation among the species, and the mix of present and past can be used here as well. For example, the data showed a clear trend that suggests further research is needed for a better understanding. So in this way you can write it down. Okay, and then in the conclusion section you can use a past as well as future tense. So past tense is used to summarize the results and the significance as well. The results demonstrate the efficacy of RT-PCR on the given condition, and then we also use future tense for whatever we are planning to do in the future, or the recommendation as well. For example, future study will focus on expanding the sample size. That means in this particular study they are limited in the sample size. Now they want to expand that in the future work. So in this way you can use a different tense in academic writing. So next is finding the right journal. Okay, finding the right journal, as I've already told you, it's a difficult as well as an important thing in scientific writing. If you submit your paper into the wrong journal, then that will waste your time. Okay, so do not do that. Go through given this steps, and then you will get a appropriate journal. So each and every publisher, they have this kind of web page, okay, where you can paste your abstract or keywords, and then for example here you can see a match my abstract or sort by keywords. Okay, aim and scope, journal titles, etc. You can just paste your abstract there, and then you can just click on find journals, and then the journal, they give you some close related um, the publishers, they give you some close related journal, and based on that search you can just find the best one, okay, based on their research. Or you can also upload the keywords, and then just go on through find journals, and you'll get a multiple journals, and among them you can say select one of them and then go for the submission. In this way you can do that. It is a Elsevier journal finder, and um, this is the another publisher's journal finder, that is Taylor and Francis. You can just go and paste your keywords or abstract, but make sure that you are going through the right web page of the reputed journal only. Okay, there are a lot of other journals, predatory journal and all that. Just do not um, paste your just do not copy and paste your abstract there. Okay, it is always a risk. Okay, so make sure you have gone through, um, you have opened, or you have been into that particular um, journal finder link. Okay, so that is the thing, and it is about a Springer Nature link. Okay, you can just go there and then find the journal. And now let's talk about what are the different post manuscript submission processes that is involved in um, the scientific publication. Okay, so first of all, when you submit your article using a journal submission portal, then you will get two different emails from the journal, one from the journal itself and another from a publisher, mentioning that they have received your manuscript and all that. Okay, they will acknowledge your submission, thank you for submitting your manuscript to our journal and all that. Okay, you'll receive two different emails, and then that after that they will take that take that manuscript into further screening. The initial screening starts from here. Okay, from the editorial board, or not necessary it is editorial board. Most of the journal go through journal administrator first, and the journal administrator, he or she looks for the grammars, for the perfect match, if it is a perfect match or not, for um, with respect to the journal guidelines and all that. Okay, if your paper doesn't fall into the scope of the journal, they will directly reject it, or else they will take that into further consideration. Okay, and then and then the paper goes to the editorial board, where the editor-in-chief or different editors handle your paper. Okay, and then if they think the paper is not right fit, they can reject it, or they will also they can also suggest you some minor changes. Okay, they'll send an email, and you just need to change that, and then you can resubmit it. Okay, once you resubmit, it will go from the initial check. Okay, not to the editorial board. from the uh, initial steps towards journal administrator, and then on the editor. In this way the system works. And then if the journal editor thinks it's a right fit for the journal, then he or she will take that into a peer review process. Well, number of experts, okay, number of reviewers are contacted, and they will send that to the review, okay, peer review system. And there are a number of review system involved, okay. They can be single blind review system or double blind review system or open peer review system. In case of single blind review system, the author's identity is not known, but the reviewers are known. The author's identity is known actually. The reviewer's identity is unknown in case of single blind review system. In case of double blind review system, both the parties are unknown, while in case of open peer review, both are known. So there are different kind of review systems in case of you can say in case of different journals, okay. Particularly they have single blind review or double blind review system in most of the journals. Most of the journals they follow double blind review system, okay. And then once the review process gets completed, they will send the reviewer send their comments, okay, into the editorial board, and then the chief editor, or you can say the different editors, they will go through that, and then the chief editor will make a decision, okay. Or there will be a case that they will also suggest you for changes, okay, minor changes or major changes as well. So you need to revise your manuscript, you need to address those reviewers comments, and then resubmit it. Once you resubmit, you need to go from the initial phase, or not towards the review, okay. And then it will go through the similar phases, and they might get more reviewers as well, okay. They might hire more reviewers for the review process, okay, not the same one. It can happen and then once the revision once they get satisfied, once the reviewers get satisfied, once the reviewers get satisfied, they will suggest for publication, and then the final decision will be made by the editor-in-chief, okay. So if the editor-in-chief if you got a positive response from the reviewers, but the journal editor or the main editor-in-chief thinks like it is not fit for the journal, then he can even reject, okay. Or if he thinks it is right for the journal, then it gets accepted and it goes for next step, and that is a post acceptance process where copy editing and proofreading steps are completed, and then it will be published into the recently published articles, and then by time they will um, keep that article into their issue, okay. So this is the thing. So you just need to know that it is a time consuming process, okay. It is a time consuming process, and you need to have a lot of patience during this process, okay. And then you need to promptly response to the reviewer's comment or whatever communication the journal make to you, okay. So this is the most important point to be considered as well. And let's talk about how to respond to the reviewer. So so once your paper goes through the review, the reviewers, they go through the detailed dissection of your research work, and then if they find the things that needs to be changed, they will comment on that, and then they will suggest for the changes, okay. They can be minor changes as well as major changes. You might have to do further analysis as well in this case, or you can just add some minor changes, okay. So you just need to prepare a separate document, okay, for making the change, and then you just that needs to be reflected in the main manuscript, okay. Again, put a line number over there. For example, I've, I've I've copied these two things from my research work, okay. Let's say it is a response of that particular comments that I've received. So response to decision later and reviewers comment. For example, the referrer 1 and referrer 2, there are two reviewers, okay. In this work I've just added it. I've got 4 or more from the journal editor, and then the third reviewer is also there, but actually I've pasted 2 only, okay, here. So first of all, the comment was the molecular dynamic simulation of Dorner 200 nanosecond would give a good insight. That is a comment from that is actually a compliment from the reviewer. So I have responded in this way: thank you for your compliment, your feedback has been valuable in improving this manuscript. And this way you can respond it, okay, for the positive positive you can say for the positive comment you can say that a compliment. Okay, and then the next, for example, the next second comment was abstract and keywords didn't mention about Alzheimer's disease. It must be mentioned in both abstract and keywords, which reflects the content of the manuscript. So that can be. Though don't think it will be just a major thing that needs to be commented, but they can even comment on simple things. Okay, the fee, you can say a spelling mistake or whatever, they can even comment on that. Okay, so you just need to change that. You just need to uh, follow the similar pattern. Okay, you use polite words, you use whatever things you have done into the research work, and then if you want to change that, you can also mention there. Okay, okay, this is all. And then in this case, in my research work, in line number 105 or 156, I've made a change, so I've just highlighted that with a yellow color. So in this way you can um, do that. Okay, you can just go through your paper, and if you have made a change, you can just highlight that. So that is the thing. And let's talk about how to get rejected, or how to get a rejection. Okay, so actually it's a sarcastic one, but it's very important. Okay, what are the different things that people do that will induce for rejection? Okay, let's talk about that thing. So if you write an imaginative title, okay, so if the title looks very unprofessional, or you can say imaginative type, or fancy words are there, different fake promises are made over there, that doesn't reflect into your manuscript, then they will they that can have a bad impression. Okay, so they can just reject it, so you just need to avoid that. So you need to your title needs to be very much informative as well as short. Okay, and then if you're in if your broad interest is reflected into the abstract, then that can also um, make them to give a rejection. Okay, so that means broad interest means if you have used vague words, or you can say different things that is unrelated to your research work, then that cause the journal to reject your paper. Okay, so this is the thing. And next is um, in the introduction section, people often make mistake by criticizing other previous published articles or reviewers, or most potential reviewers can be there. So in this case, they will not take that into account. Okay, so they can just reject it. So to avoid that, you just need to summarize the previous the published article, and you can compare that with yours, and then write it down. Okay, if you find unrelated article, you can just you can reject, or you can avoid that. Okay, so you can avoid that and move for the appropriate one. In this way you can um, do the further proceeding. And in case of methods section, do not use vague words. Don't just skip the important things, and then don't just write the, you can say, complex method section there. Okay, that will um, that will not make your methods reproducible as well, and then the reviewers or the journal editor, they will not take it positively. Okay, so you can just avoid this kind of thing. And in the result section as well, if there is a lack of flow, okay, you have messed with the flow of your research work, then that will be that will make the rejection. Okay, that will help for the rejection. And then the reference section, if you just copy and paste without verification, okay, for the supportive articles that you have read, then that will not create a good impact into the um, reviewer, so they can reject at any point of time if they found it. Okay, so, and um, do not make a mistake of finalizing each and everything in a single draft. Okay, without any revision or proofreading. That is a very bad decision to decision to make while submission. Okay, so just go through multiple reviews. Okay, multiple reviews and proofreading before submission, so that um, it becomes a great draft. Okay, and then don't um, this misspelling is the major mistake that people usually do. If you do not go through multiple reviews. Okay, so avoid that as well. And if you get rejected, you'll feel low. Okay, that will make you sad, that will make you frustrated as well. But the thing is that during the review process, you have gone through multiple revisions, or you have gone through some major steps that leads to get you some comments from the reviewers, okay, from the expert of that field. So you can take that comments and move further, and then you can improve your manuscript, and then you can resubmit it. Okay, you if you you feel low, okay, obviously when you feel rejection, we feel low, we feel frustrated and all that, but we need to come back. Okay, we can talk to our supervisor, we can talk to our friends, we can talk to our close ones, we can talk to our relatives and all that. You can talk to your parents, and you can just tell about what the things that has been lacking into your research, or what are the things that has been lacking into the manuscript. You can just go through that and then critically analyze each and everything, and you can resubmit that into the next journal. Okay, so there is always a chance, and there is nothing to lose about. Okay, and so rejection, okay, during the rejection you have gone through a lot of steps. Okay, you have got many comments from the uh, reviewers, and there might be uh, uh, good things to happen in the future as well. So you have tried it, okay, and that is not a failure. But if you do not submit your research work, and then um, if you are not trying to get through that process, then that is completely a failure. So trying is not a failure. You just need to try and try and try, and ultimately you will get the result. Okay, so do not get frustrated, do not get sad, and talk to the people who knows your research actually. Okay, talk to them who knows your research. They will give you ideas, they will help you out, and then they will give you a company, and then you can come back and you can just go to the research work, go through your manuscript, and you can um, amend whatever you need to, whatever you think you need to do, and then you can submit it, and you'll get a result. Okay, don't worry about that. And it is a process involving academic writing. Rejection and acceptance are part of academic writing. You do not need to worry about it. Okay, so this is all about the presentation. So if you get any question, you can put further, and then we will discuss about whatever we can put, whatever we can answer it about. And after that, Dr. Sarah Zunaid will be explaining about the AI tools uh, that are used in scientific writing, and her experience being a managing editor of the journal. Okay, so this is all from my side.